The full screen, okay. All right. Now, sharing a document. This is sharing a document and sharing a folder are the two nice things. So what I have done, for example, we have, let's say, the admin meetings again, or the whole entire high school folder. This is actually shared with all the staff members. So anything that goes under this folder is automatically shared with everyone. So, then you can ask a question, once you create a file, how do you notify people, which is what we're going to see next, and there's a nice way to do it. How do you share a document or a folder? Once you put your cursor on it, it highlights it, and there's a arrow here says share, and you can go ahead and say share, and then it will pop up a list of people that this file has been shared with, and also just new people. Since we all use and you can do this for all the schools because we all use Gmail as our email domain. You can share these documents with people within all the schools. So, for example, let's say Mr. Callum. He already have access to this file because he's part of the grade share lists, but we can share it exclusively. And then you can decide whether you want to give them edit or view access. So sometimes you just don't want people to change anything in the file. You want to change it or only. So you can just give them the view access, or if you want to give them the edit access so they can edit, you can do that too. And then next thing, once you share a file, and this is brand new, you would like to notify people, and you can just add a message and make sure it notifies them with an email, and then you can add this is a test. Now, in this case, I didn't have to do this because Mr. Callum already have access to this file because he already have access to this folder. However, he didn't know that I created this file. So if a person already have access to the folder, but you would like to notify them that there's a file that is just created and you want that person to know, where's that file that I just put in there? The test high school. Okay, let's try to drag it one more time. Okay, now let's see. No. Okay, actually this is the folder that I want. This is the file that I want. It's not dragging it. Why is it not dragging it? Okay, it actually dragged now. Okay, so you created this file and you would like to notify people who already have access to this. And you can do it two different ways. You can do this action. You can choose the file without having to go into the file and say email collaborators. This is nice, and I'll show you why it is nice. There's a nice feature to it. Instead of sharing, emailing collaborators. These are all the people that have access to this file. You can email to everyone in Horizon High School or grade shares, but let's say just Mr. Callum, and you can say, hey, I just created this file, and here's the most nice part about this. You can actually say, paste this item itself into the email. So when Mr. Callum gets this notification, actually the file, the contents will be in the email. So he doesn't have to go all the way to Google Docs or click a link to open a new page. This is nice in that regard. So every time, like I see sometimes grade chairs, they create new minutes. I would just put those minutes under the shared folder, and then email the grade share team, like collaborators, and pass the item into the email. So when people get the email, they have all the contents of the file, so they don't have to go and create a new, open a new document. So let's say send. And you can also, just to make sure what it looks like, sometimes maybe the file may look weird, you can click and say send it to myself too, so you see actually what people receive. So you want to make sure, you know, nothing looks weird and okay. So let's stop